Hello everybody, Stuart from Riku here. In this video I want to show you how you can build out a prompt from scratch with our new version 2, how you can take that prompt, put it into Google Sheets and automate your content creation with it. So let's get into it and let's get building. So what we want to do with this prompt is we are going to be building out a question and answering prompt. This was something that somebody in our Facebook group asked to see, so we thought let's try and do it. Building out question and answering is a little bit difficult with AI because it will have some understanding of general knowledge, but if it doesn't know the answer, it will just make something up. So there is always a reason that you should fact check and not completely rely on the output that it gives you. So to do this within Riku, what we've done is we've come to the playground. You can get to this from the dashboard. You hit new prompt in the top and you will be in this playground. Choose the technology that you want. We are going to be using GPT-J and you can modify the settings on the sidebar. I've started to work on this already, so you'll see at the top of the prompt I've provided it in an instruction. You are an expert in general knowledge and provide concise but thorough answers to questions that you are asked. Provide answers to the following questions in a factual manner. And then we have some examples, so which city has the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre? There is a famous painting by Edvard Munch, it's called The Scream, and so on and so on. And I've just been looking at this trivia question list that I found online, and we're just going to put something in here. So we could say, let's just add this to our prompt. And we have, what famous US festival hosted over 350,000 fans? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this temperature slightly, because temperature is all about creativity. If we're going to be doing something where we're expecting sort of factual answers, we don't want the AI to be too creative because we want it to stick to the script. You know, here is a question, provide me the answer. Don't go wild, don't put any flamboyance in your answer, just give me the answer as it is. So 0.4 is a good place to start for that. And then for our output tokens, these are generally quite short answers. We're looking for about a sentence answer at a time. Remember, a token is always equal to about 4 characters. So with 100 tokens or 99 tokens, we're looking at about 400 characters, which is more than enough. Frequency penalty and presence penalty don't really matter too much in a prompt like this. And then the stop sequence is where we are telling the AI to stop if it writes this sequence. So we have line break ###, which is what we are using as the separator between both our answers and our questions. So now we've put what famous US festival hosted over 350,000 fans in 1969. If we hit generate, hopefully we get a sentence answer with Woodstock. The festival hosted by the US in 1969 was Woodstock. That's good. This wording is probably not the best. The festival that took place in the US in 1969 was Woodstock. Great. And then what we're going to do is we're going to close this off now because I don't want to spend this whole video building out the prompt. We've sort of done this. So you'll see that we provided, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 examples of just random general knowledge questions, trying to do like a broad spectrum of questions and answers. So hopefully the AI will understand that it's supposed to work for a broad spectrum of questions that we throw at it when we actually use this in production. So let's do this, and we can call it trivia Q&A. Number of input fields is 1. The input field is question. So we can go to defining our outputs, our input field, question and the colon. Input title, this is just to make it look nice for us. So we could say, what is your question? And the example of the input is, we could say, let's just choose one of these. Who was the first gymnast to score a perfect 10 score? That sounds like fun. So we can put that in. Hit save inputs. We just give it a description. So we say this prompt is all about answering general knowledge and trivia questions. It is very simple to use and will provide answers in a sentence format. And we go to our final one. Do we want to run this as a chatbot? No, we don't. Do we want to share it to the community? Yes, we do. Let's choose a category for it. This is probably going to be under miscellaneous, to be honest. And we can provide a thumbnail if we want to do that. For now, I will just leave that blank, and the prompt has been successfully saved. So what I can do now is I can come into the dashboard. It'll just zoom out. Come into our prompt menu. We see my published prompt is here. I'm using a demo account from this. I'm not using my normal account because I'm going to be showing the keys in a minute. So I can click on this. We see it. If we want to use it, this was the title that we just put in when we saved it. We have the placeholder that we put in, and we can choose how many output fields we want. But what we're really interested in is the prompt ID here. So we're interested in this, copy prompt ID. And what we could do is we can look at how we're going to use this in Google Sheets. So we can come to the Google Sheet. I find it from our blog post. I will put a link below if you want to do that. You can hit here to copy the Google Sheet to your own account. That's what I've done here. And this was pretty much the sheet copied in. I've just added a few questions that I found on this trivia list, and I haven't done anything else. So first things first, when you're using this Google Sheet integration, you need to hit the AI menu here, and you need to hit Show AI Sidebar. This is then going to say that it needs to authorize, so you hit Continue, and it's going to load up a box, and you might need to enter your password if you are not already logged in on your Google account. Otherwise, you will just have to hit Allow when it says Allow. Once you've done that, it will then work. It will take you back to the sheet, and you can hit Show AI Sidebar. The script will run, and we will have this sidebar showing on the side. And what we need to do, first of all, is we need to put the settings in. So we need our username and we need our secret key. Where do we get these from? Well, we go back to Riku. We hit Profile. We have our name here. So our name is Riku Demo. One thing that we need to make clear is we are looking for the name in this field. It doesn't matter if it's got a space in the middle. We're not looking for the email. We want this name field. So the name field we can paste that in. And then we want the secret key. Secret key is here under the secret key field. We can paste that in. And then we can hit save. And I know it's saved because it said the last edit was made by me seconds ago. So I know that something has happened. But you might want to troubleshoot this. And the way that you can do this is, the way that we set this up is we have this hidden sheet. So if we go to View, and we go to Hidden Sheet, and we go to Show Data, you can see here, it's added these details. So if I was just to write some random stuff, and hit Save again, it adds it to the end of this sheet here. So you can see how you can troubleshoot by just unhiding the sheet and seeing what's going on. So let's just remove all that again. And it's set up correctly. What we want to do is we want to do the prompt, but we are going to be editing what we have in the prompts here, because this is a menu which is already sort of set up, and we are going to change what we want to do with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove one of these favorites, and I'm going to add this trivia question that we have. So we can come into our trivia Q&A. We can copy the prompt ID, we go back to our sheet, we put the prompt ID in the B field. I'm just going to replace one here, and this I can just give a name as I want to name it. Trivia Q&A GPTJ. Okay, great. So now I can look back at my data sheet if I want to do that, and I can hit Show AI Sidebar, move my head back over here, and I will be able to see the Trivia Q&A GPTJ here, and if I hit save, it will update here, so I can see that it's all updated correctly. One of the main common problems that we have is someone is using Google Chrome or another browser extension, and they have different extensions on that browser which are interfering with these boxes saving correctly. So by unhiding the sheet and actually seeing what's going on, you can see that everything is set up correctly. So I can see now we've loaded the correct prompt, our details are correct, and we can go back to the generate content sheet and we can start using this. So one of the other things that I want to note here is if I have closed off the AI sidebar and then I show it again, it's not going to show any details here, but they are already saved. So if you've set it up already, it will be like that within the Google Sheet regardless of if you shut the sheet and reopen it, if you shut the sidebar and reopen it, your details are always going to be there. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to enter your details multiple times. They are already saved. And if you want to hide this sheet just to make things easy, click on the arrow at the bottom and you hit hide sheet and it's done. And remember, view hidden sheets, show data if you want to get that sheet back out in the future. So now we're on the generate content sheet, and what we want to do is we want to use that trivia Q&A that we just set up, and we're going to loop through all of these questions. So the formula that we're looking for is equals AI, and then we need to put our input field. The input field is going to be these questions. So this is going to be B5. And if there was a multiple input, then we put a comma, and then we put our second input, our third input, etc., etc. But because we are only working with one input here, we just put the one input field, which is B5. You could type in a question if you wanted to do that. Alternatively, if you are using a prompt which doesn't have any input fields, you just leave the brackets blank. So you just close the bracket and you're done. But we are doing B5, and let's see how good the AI is at answering these questions. So we can hit enter. It's going to show loading, and that's going to send the prompt to the AI, and we're going to get the output. So you can see the demolition of the Berlin Wall began in November 1989. Sounds good to me. If I want to then use it for all of these questions, and imagine that I had a list of 20, 30, 40, 50 questions below, I could just drag this down and it's going to fill those details in. So this is B6, this is B7, this is B8, and so on and so on, and you see the answers. So the Romanized Arabic word for moon is al-Qamar, which I believe is correct. The first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic was Amelia Earhart. That is correct. The monarch who officially made Valentine's Day a holiday in 1537 was King Henry VIII. Correct again. Dried plums are called prunes. That's good. And we have one mess up at the bottom. The TV series that showed the first interracial kiss on American network television was The Jeffersons. I believe it was Star Trek, and it's also included a bit of gobbledygook at the end here. So maybe let's try and redo this last one and see if we can get a proper output, or we will just call it a day. Okay, so maybe it seems to think it was the Jeffersons, but I think the Jeffersons was more like it's a cartoon, right? It's not a... I believe that the correct answer is Star Trek, but I will look at that in a bit more detail. But anyway, I hope this video has been useful for help in understanding, one, how you can build a prompt like this to answer trivia questions. Your pub quizzes are never going to be the same if you use something like this. and 2, how you can deploy that prompt very simply through our Google Sheet integration and then run it across multiple different inputs at the same time by just dragging down the formula. It's super simple, it's super easy to do, and it can save you a ton of time. If you are looking to build out prompts, datasets, fine tunes, create images, all with the best large language models in a single place anywhere online, consider looking to sign up to Riku today. We are at riku.ai and we have a growing community of passionate people all loving AI, the AI revolution, and prompt engineering and everything that's coming. We're very passionate about bringing you the latest technology in an easy to understand manner, and we really hope that you can join us. Thank you.